Hello everyone, this is Komal and today we are going to discuss class 10th geography chapter number 14 manufacturing industries in India part 2 mineral based. So this chapter starts with the definition part of iron and steel industry, then the basic industries which comes under the mineral based industries like petrochemical and electronics too. So the next thing is related with this topic. Firstly, the iron and steel industry, which is called as a backbone of modern industry or the basic industry of India. By that, the other economic conditions are dependent on the industrial sectors. So, iron and steel industry basically are of two types. The first one, integrated steel plant, and the second one, mini steel plants. These two steel plants come under the category of iron and steel industry, and according to that they have given the division of large and the small one. The first one, integrated steel plants. These are the steel plants where all the three processes from melting of the iron ore in the blast furnaces to the steel making followed by the shaping of the metal. So due to that, the metal rolling is carried out under one complex form and afterward the steel is making. Then the second form, the mini steel plants, they are the decentralized secondary units and they use electronic arc induction furnaces for the processing. Then the next is they use scrap iron, sponge iron, which is easily available or accessible for the mini steel plants. They produce alloy steel, mild steel, stainless steels. They also produce liquid steels too, which is further turned into the ingots. Ingots, the basic the bricks of the major mineral. Then mostly mini steel plants are located in the areas which are away from the integrated plants to meet the local demand of the people. Then there are 173 mini steel plants located in our country. Then further, the advantages of mini steel plants, like the use scrap iron, which is easily available in the country and is comparatively very cheap over there. Then they do not use heavy capital investment. When we are indulging in the mini steel plants, we are not using the heavy capital investment as the steel, the production of iron is very low. They do not cause any kind of pollution, and they also produce special kind of steel which is very compatible for the local use. They can be set up at very convenient place as they do not need huge infrastructure over there. Then only one disadvantage of mini steel plant is there, that it is totally dependent on the electrical power. So there will be a more consumption of electronic powers. Some of the mini steel plants which are located at Kanpur, Jaipur, Pune, Hyderabad, Ranchi, Delhi and Bihar are there. Then the next is the large integrated iron and steel industries. There are four we are going to discuss through this chapter. The first one, the Tata Steel Corporation, which is come under the private sector. Second, Bhilai Steel Plant, which is the first known public sector industry for steel manufacturing, which is owned and managed by the government of India. Hindustan Steel, it is also known by the name. Then the third one, Rourkela Steel Plant, it is also a second public sector industry. Then Visakhapatnam. So all these all four are the categories of the name of the major iron and steel industries in India. The first one, the Tata Steel Corporation, it was the firstly known as the name of TISCO. When it was established in 2005, it was established by Jamshedji Tata at Sanchin Singhbhum district of Jharkhand. So it was basically the first iron and steel plant which is manufacturing the good quality of iron. They are using the raw materials iron ore, coal, limestone, manganese, water, labor, all those things from the different states. So description is given over the screen. The first one, Singhbhum district, Bunai, Mayurbhanj, Jharia, Singhbhum, Ganpur, Noamodi and R. Sabanmukha. Then Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Subarnekha, Bihar, UP, West Bengal. All these are the for the raw materials. We are using all these districts for the raw material purpose. Second, Bhilai Steel Plant. It is having the foreign collaboration with Russia, USSR, and in which the steel plant is located is Chhattisgarh, located in the Durg district. It is collecting the raw material of iron ore, coal, limestone, manganese, power and water from Durg, Bastar, Chandrapur, Kobra, Jharia, Raniganj, Nandini, Quarries, Balaghat, Bandara, Korba Thermal Power Station and Tandula Canal. Then the third one, Rourkela Steel Plant. It is having the foreign collaboration of West Germany, that is the Krups and Dimag, and state in which it is located, Odisha, in the district of Sundargarh. The raw materials iron ore, it is collecting from Bonega, Mayurbanj, Kionjor, Noamodi, Raniganj, Jharia, Talcher and Korba. Coal, limestone, manganese, water, labor and power they are collecting from Odisha, Bihar, West Bengal, Brahmani, Kionjor, Sundargarh, Hirakud Power Project. They are collecting water from there. Then Visakhapatnam, it is the latest known iron and steel industry, which is known as the modern steel industry in India. It is completed its establishment during the year of 1992, and the first production was completed during this year only. So it is very sophisticated and modern steel plant in India country. It has unique location as a seaport. So basically they are making the shipyards for the sea location. Then it is the first seashore based steel plant in the country managed by Rashtriya Ispat Nigam, and its production started during the year of 1992 with the major export oriented steel plant, and it takes full advantage of its coastal location, as basically it is giving the production for the shipyard industry. So first seashore based steel plant on the eastern coast of India in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is the basic location for the Visakhapatnam industry, and iron ore, coking coal, limestone, dolomite, all these they are collecting from Baladila mines in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh, Birutrapur in Odisha and Khamman in Andhra Pradesh. So all these are the basic for the iron and steel industries in India. The next is electronics. Electronics, the mineral based industry, electronics are very important, as this industry covers a wide range of products including television set, transistor sets, telephone exchange, cellular telecom, paging, computers and varied equipments for defense, railway and meteorological department. It is practically a post-independence phenomena and has revolutionized the lifestyle of the Indian masses in the recent past. So electronic, we are discussing the 5 main basic electronics. The first one, electronic goods. In electronic goods, if we will talk about, the first name comes in our mind, that is the Bengaluru, the largest center of the electronic good production, and it is rigidly termed as the electronic capital of India. Bengaluru is known as the electronic capital of India, as we are having the major production of electronic goods from Bangalore only, with a view of developed broadcasting and telecommunications. The Indian telephone industries, that is ITI, the first government undertaking to be set up after the independence, was established near Bengaluru in 1950. And at present, it has diversified its production range to meet the needs of post and telegraph departments, railway defense, overseas communication services and electricity boards. And the further Bengaluru also having the range includes automatic telephone switching systems, teleprinter exchanges, long distance transmission system and electronic test instruments and components. Then the second type in the electronic goods is the Bharat Electronic Limited, that is BEL, which is the public sector after Bengaluru, which is set up for the electronic needs, for the defense services. Then the third is the Electronic Corporation of India Limited. It is known as the ECIL. It was set up in Hyderabad in 1970, and the unique feature of this unit is the total absence of any foreign collaboration for the know-how. It manufactures transistors, modular system for nuclear applications and for use in the medical, agriculture and industrial fields. Then third is the software industry. Software industry, as we know that the Bengaluru is called the Silicon Valley of India. So it basically we can say that the software industry developed in the Bengaluru sector. There are several reasons for that, as electronics are easily accessible over there. climate condition is suitable for the production of manufacturing, all those software industries and production of the hardware industries too. So Silicon Valley of India, which is known as Bengaluru, due to the large number of information technological companies which are located in Bengaluru. Many multinational corporations and computer hardware and software giants also operates in Bengaluru over there. Bengaluru IT industry is divided into two main clusters, Electronic City and Whitefield. When we talk about the electronic clusters, then they are having the Baladur, Hebbar, Chalanghatta. These are the major cities, or you can say the major location or the towns in Bengaluru, which are come under the categories for the electronic production. Then Whitefield, which is home for the International Tech Park, and Bengaluru. It was created as a joint venture between India and Singapore. They are creating the joint sector international venture for the India to the Singapore, Whitefield. And all the IT companies like Dell, TCS, Oracle, G, iGate, all are situated in Bengaluru. It is known as the hub for the electronic companies, tech industries. Now, the growth of the software industry due to the favorable condition. The first one is the progressive government policies. Then the second reason is readily available world-class information technology infrastructure. Then pleasant and comfortable climate. Center for the international conferences and various workshops. Then innovative global meets held by the various companies which are happened in the Bengaluru state only. Then Hyderabad is another major software industry after Bangalore in Telangana. In Hyderabad, the center of several IT industries is called high-tech company, high-tech city, or more aptly called the Cyberbed. The third one type is the television industry. It is now asserted that television has entered the smallest of the houses and the tiniest of the villages. As you have seen that television is very common nowadays. But previously it was saying that in houses it is very rare that some houses are having television, and we are using antennas to develop the programs in our televisions. But now situation is changed. All the houses, even the tiniest one or the smallest one, they are having television in separate one. The VCR industry has suffered heavy setback due to the spread in the cable TV. Then fourth is the audio system. Audio system, the production of audio system has registered a phenomenal growth during the recent past, and the audio industry has broadly been classified as mono players, stereo players, mini system, CD-based system, car audios, as we are playing so many songs over the speakers. So we can say that the speakers are the best example for the audio system. Then the space technology and electronics, the fifth part, the very important one. The Indian electronic industry has contributed a lot to the space technology, as we are having the following for the electronic and space research centers like NRSA, which is known as the National Remote Sensing Agency. It is at Hyderabad, and remote sensing is a technique to acquire information about objects from the measurement made by a distance in space without any contact with the object. With the satellite, we are collecting information about the celestial bodies of space, and we are collecting those information and sending it to the Indian space centers through the National Remote Sensing Agency, NRSA. Various sensors like satellites are used to collect the relevant data, and then it is processed to gather information about the Earth. Satellite launching station is located at Sriharikota, that is known as SHAR. And the next thing is Miss Antric Corporation, Bangalore, Karnataka. The Department of Space was established during 1992 with the access to resources of Indian space industry, so that we can collect more information about the celestial bodies of Earth, about the celestial bodies of the Sun, and information about Earth. Then petrochemicals is there. The next, petrochemical industry. Petrochemical is a chemical substance which is obtained from the petroleum or natural gas as gasoline, kerosene or petroleum. These are the basic byproducts of petrochemical. After obtaining petrochemical, we are making all these byproducts. Then there are several natural products which are going to be extinct, so that's why we have replaced it with the petrochemical products like jute fiber, which is replaced by the synthetic fiber, natural rubber, replaced by the synthetic rubber. Steel pipe, we replaced it by the PVC. Then cloth and jute bags are also there. We replaced it with the polythene. Then leather footwears, plastic chappals and synthetic footwear we are using as a replacement for the natural ones. Then copper and steel utensils, we are replacing it with the plastic ware or containers. Jute products like ropes, etc., we replaced it with the articles of synthetic and plastic fiber. So there are several importance of petrochemicals, like it is very cost effective, economically it is stable, cheaper as product at mass scale, raw material is very easily available. Then it is not dependent on the agriculture raw material, it is the first one. By that we are replacing all those things with the natural fibers. So the first petrochemical complex was established by the Union Carbide India Limited at Trombay in 1966. This was the first petrochemical complex which is situated in India. Then the second one is the Odex plant at Koyali refinery. It is located in Gujarat for the production of Brennus toluenes and was commissioned in the 1969. Then the Indian Petrochemicals Corporation Limited (IPCL) was the first public sector enterprise incorporated in March 1969 at Jawahar near Vadodara in Gujarat. This company is responsible for the manufacturing and distribution of the various petrochemicals such as polymers, synthetic organic chemicals and polyester fibers. Then fourth is the Petrophils Corporation Limited, that is PCL, is a joint venture company of Government of India and Weavers Cooperative Society. It produces polyester filament yarn in the three plants located at Vadodara and Naldhani in Gujarat. Then the fifth one is Petrochemical Complex at Binaigaon. It is an adjacent in the oil refinery located. Then collaboration of Russia and Romania, we built one petrochemical complex at Brown. Then Haldia Petrochemical and Mitsubishi Chemical Corporation is also located in the West Bengal. So these are the basic description about the petrochemical industries. By this, the full chapter is over for the manufacturing industries. I hope you understood. If you will get any query, you can ask me through comment section. And now it's time for the homework. You have to solve the full exercise which is given after this chapter, given on page number 263 and 264. Solve this exercise and do this homework in your notebooks. Have a nice day.